Hey guys, this is the Aston Martin DBX. It is their first SUV ever. They are following in the footsteps of, let's see who has one. Lamborghini has the Urus, Rolls-Royce has the Cullinan, Bentley has the Bentayga, and now Aston Martin has their version. And I think they've done an absolutely amazing job. I love that they've kept the styling simple and haven't taken too many liberties with it, because personally, I don't really like how the Urus look. Playing it safe for their first version of an SUV, I think they've done an amazing job. I do love the color that this comes in. This is actually called Golden Saffron, which is pretty much just burnt orange, really. And I love that you can actually match the brake calipers to the color of your car. Very stylish. This car does start at 190,000, which is a lot. Pretty much standard for Aston Martin, but you also do get a lot of car to go with it, because Aston Martin did think of quite a few details. One thing I did want to highlight was these really cool swan opening doors. If you look, they do actually open up a little bit. That follows the Aston Martin Vanquish's doors. It's just a cool little detail because it's actually powered by hydraulics. Now, another really small detail that Aston Martin have thought of that I thought was really cool was they've actually included this lower part of the car as a part of the door. And what that does is it actually protects your pant legs and your feet in general from getting stuff like mud, dirt, or snow on them after you open the car door. Very cool, very thoughtful. I never would have thought of that. Since we are down here and my knees are 31 years old, so there's only so much time I have here, I do want to draw attention to the fact that one easy way to tell how fast a car is how big the brakes are. And as you can see, this is an actual dinner plate from my own house that I brought for this joke. And look, the brakes are literally bigger than this dinner plate that I brought from my own house. I've eaten multiple steaks off of this that fit just fine, but even this is not even close to being big enough as the brakes on this car, which means this has some serious speed. Okay, getting back down on my 31-year-old knees, I wanted to highlight these really cool LED daytime running lights. But these are actually functional too, because this hole is actually a scoop that goes back here and blows cool air onto the brakes while you're driving along. So not only are there enormous brakes, but it's also being taken care of by this little intake here. Now, rising up off of my 31-year-old knees, we do look at these very cool looking recessed door handles, which are carbon fiber. They do look cool, and they work by pushing here and then opening the car door like that. Except they are hard to open when your hands are full. Like when I'm holding Kai, I do have to struggle a little bit to push on this side and then catch the handle here. It looks cool, but personally, I'm not that big of a fan. Now, moving on to the engine. I'm actually really glad that Aston Martin decided to put the AMG twin turbo 4-liter V8 in here, because in my opinion, it's one of the best engines that they make. I love this engine. They put it in so many other AMG cars, and it does really well in the DBX. Now I'm going to talk about the interior a little bit with Nita, of course. So first off, because you're starting at $190,000 for this car, the interior does have to be a little bit presentable. There's leather here on the console. There's leather all along the dash. Even here, the speaker covers are covered in leather. I feel like I'm sitting inside of one of Nita's purses because there's so much leather in here. Even the leather steering wheel too, which is heated. See, here you can actually take a better look at the seats themselves. The stitching is absolutely beautiful. I love the two-tone stitching. Also matches the outside of the car and the brake calipers. So this gets how many points for style, babe?
You caught me off guard. I would say 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, yes, of course. Also, speaking of style points, just in case you wanted to hide these empty cup holders, or your driving position means your elbow is a little bit forward, you can actually slide these and hide it. Now it's a much more cleaner look. Actually, moving on to the dash, in case you may not have noticed, but a lot of these buttons and the infotainment system actually all come from Mercedes. So this little roof panel button here, this mouse. These are from the AMG line as well. And then all of this just all came from Mercedes, which is actually very reassuring because you know it'll actually work. Now I'm gonna actually show you the dash real quick. See here, it's very simple. It's icon based, just like Mercedes system. So if I just slide the UI over to this icon of an Aston Martin DB5, I love that they highlight their heritage. We actually go into individual driving modes. See here, I have the suspension in GT mode, which is the regular everyday driving mode, because I didn't want someone to get bumped out of their seat. It may get uncomfortable back there for her and Kai. So I have that set to regular soft mode. I do have the steering on sport. The transmission is in sport. And then the exhaust is actually set to Sport Plus, which is the loudest setting. It's definitely staying there. And then moving on to one of my favorite features of the car, the moonroof and the sunroof are just a roof. There is no split here. It is one enormous panel of glass. I don't see that in a lot of cars, and I think just that small little touch is absolutely amazing. I love this, just all blue sky and clouds just all day back there.
I like it.
I mean, there actually was a feature that I found that I think you will like a lot. So I like to play music loudly.
Yes.
She does not like it to be loudly. So see here, we have the volume controls right here on the steering wheel. But also, in case your partner who's driving is playing music a little too loud, there's actually a volume control here too. So you can lower it here, and then I raise it here, and then you lower it here, and then I raise it here, and then you say, honey, stop.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, fine.
We've had this conversation.
She can just be like, no, we're turning that down.
Yeah.
Another part of the UI I love is these are actually not buttons, they're actually just tap. So see here, being a luxury SUV, I have the option to not only cool, but torch my ass at the same time. And see here, the passenger side has it as well. And then also in the back too. I haven't seen heated and cooled rear seats in quite a lot of cars, but the Aston does have them. So that is my review of the Aston Martin DBX. And normally I am a little skeptical of supercar builders coming out with SUVs, but I think they've done a really good job. It is fast, it handles amazingly well, it's comfortable enough. I would have liked to see more luxury features like massage seats. A lot of Mercedes that are much cheaper are coming out with those. Let me know if you guys like seeing me review cars. I try not to get too specific and factual about them because I do like having fun. So guys, make sure my like and comment buttons are working. I've had a little bit of trouble. If you could just test those out, I think that would be great. So guys, that is my review of the DBX. I do genuinely love this car. And of course, my lovely assistant Nita is always there to help. All right, see you next time.